This time I'd like to invite Jen Miller from the Sierra Club to come up, please. Thank you. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Cheryl, for putting this together, and really thank you, Representative Fetter and others who are really being our leaders right now and asking the hard questions. I'd just like to tell you a few things about the Sierra Club. So the Sierra Club Ohio chapter has about 25,000 members and supporters throughout the state, and it's on behalf of them that I want to express our concern about any drilling in state parks and this new process of hydrofracturing. Drilling has unacceptable exemptions from the Clean Water Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, the Clean Air Act, and many other important regulations. So we want to make sure we're very careful. And while industry wants to tell us that this new technology is safe, we need to look no further than Pennsylvania to see major accidents, contaminated water, spills, and there really is no price for clean water. And that's, I think, the thing that we cannot forget, that clean water is the foundation of every healthy community. In Ohio, we have higher than average rates of cancer, as well as many other health concerns, because we're already quite an industrial state. It's unwise to think that we should rush into this new technology that's very dangerous. So we are asking Ohio's leaders to first say no to drilling in our state parks, no drilling whatsoever in our state parks, but also to place a moratorium on hydrofracking in our shale deposits. Our state parks enjoy over 1 million visitors each year. They contribute $1.1 billion to Ohio's economy, and they earn about half of their income through user fees like boat rentals, camp rentals, things like that. So this could have a drastic impact on Department of Natural Resources budget, which is the one thing that I think keeps getting forgotten about. The last thing I would like to say is that we're disappointed that the Ohio State University and that the Department of Natural Resources would present a one-side discussion on this issue. Today, they featured industry spokespeople, but they did not present concerned scientists. They did not present medical experts. They did not present the side of environmental advocates. So today, we would like to ask that we have a debate on this issue,
Yes.
but that it be fair and that it be balanced.
Should we write a letter to the president?
We should write a
I would
letter
love to do
to President Gee asking him to
Let's
have
do
that.
that today.
We have an Ohio State student right here who can.
And lastly, in terms of our solutions, it's a good question to think about gas prices. The bottom line is, Ohio doesn't have enough oil in the state to change our gas prices. We don't have that much oil. We have natural gas. Natural gas currently does not fuel our cars. So we need to be thinking about this transition. We need to be thinking about public transit and rail. Those are solutions that get us, reduce our dependence on oil right now. They're solutions that protect everyday families from the costs of transportation. We need to be thinking about wind and solar and energy efficiency so that when we get electric vehicles, we're smarter with that energy. We need to be thinking about alternative fuels. And in general, we need to stop thinking about the old technologies, the old ways, old coal, old oil, and old natural gas, and start moving towards the future. The quicker we do that, the quicker Ohio will be in better shape. Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about shifting your focus just to fracking, not to the parks, although I get you don't want fracking in the parks. But fracking, just what's the worst case scenario in Ohio? If Ohio moves ahead with fracking, what's your worst fear about it? What do you think would happen?
Well, you know, we have, there was just an explosion in a park. I know you said not parks, but there was just an explosion in a park in Texas, and that spurred a fire that lasted over a couple weeks. So there are fires. We see in Pennsylvania that there are wells that are contaminated, and the people can no longer use those wells. One of my sisters still drinks well water, so I want to make sure our well water is clean. We're talking about accidents with major chemicals. There can be up to 300 different kinds of chemicals used. They're carcinogens, so they cause cancer. They can cause a number of other, birth defects, other issues. These chemicals are not always getting out of the fracking process. They're staying under the groundwater. They can mix with our groundwater. They're not chemicals that our treatment facilities can handle. So we're talking about long-term exposure to even more dangerous chemicals than than we've seen before. So, but the bottom line is all we have to do is look at Wyoming and see what's happened to farmers, look at Pennsylvania and see what's happened to people's wells or people's homes, look at Texas, and know that this is not something that Ohio should rush into, even if industry advocates would like to paint it as a rosy economic picture. The bottom line is, again, there's no price for the guarantee of clean water.
Can you talk about these images of people lighting their tap water on fire?
Absolutely. So there are, and we have seen these images, a lot of them in Pennsylvania. What happens is there's methane that leaks into their water, and so then because there's methane in the water, you can light the tap water on fire. The bigger concern is not that you can't drink the water, but actually that house could explode. There's enough methane in there that you light a cigarette, don't realize it, and the house could explode. So, and we have had explosions with traditional drilling here in Ohio. If you remember, in Bainbridge, we've had a house explode. So, opening up to new technologies puts us at even greater risk.